I guess the first question is, how do you feel out there?
Good. Wasn't as sharp as last time. I felt like I was, uncharacteristically wild a little bit. But, the biggest thing was I felt good, and, it's a step in the right direction. I didn't want to throw that many pitches and just 3 and a third, or 3 and, a third. But, it's all about just building up arm strength and making sure everything feels good. So that was the biggest thing.
Did Tony tell you what you topped out at speed-wise?
I'm sorry?
Did Tony tell you what you topped out at speed-wise?
No.
Seemed to be upstairs. We had it at 93. Happy with that?
Yeah, I mean, that's usually what I average, 92, 93 in there. I think last time I touched 94 a few times, but, that's, I feel good, so that's the biggest thing right now. And, it's still somewhat early. I haven't really gotten up to, throwing 100 pitches yet, so, once that time comes around, and, we'll see where I'm at then.
Do you feel like you could have gotten more pitches out today, or you pretty much done the 75?
No, I mean, they just don't want to put them on the arm. That's the biggest thing right now. But I physically could have done it. It's just a matter of not jumping up too many pitches too quick. So, I could have done more.
How'd you feel about your location? You said you threw more pitches than you wanted to.
Yeah, it wasn't good today. My fastball command was off, and forced me to throw a lot of pitches, and I wasn't ahead in a lot of counts. Whereas, the other day in Brooklyn, I was ahead of almost every count and throwing a lot of strikes. So that was just the biggest difference. Was my command was just was just not as good today. But there were some positives. I felt like I threw some good cutters. Things like that. I mean, when you look back at it, I think 2 of the hits were in field singles, and that was a couple of hard hit balls in the first, but they didn't hurt me. So I felt like there was a couple of good things from today, and the biggest thing obviously is that I felt good and felt healthy.
Is it more how you feel now than how you pitch?
It's probably a combination of both. I need to show that my stuff is good and that I'm pitching well. Physically, I think is a huge thing as well. I mean, I need to be healthy and throwing the ball the way I know I can. And you'd like for the command to be good, to show that you're ready to go. But
Phil, are you using? Phil, are you using the same repertoire as Brooklyn is tonight?
Yeah, fastball cutter. I think I only threw 1 changeup tonight. I think probably last game I threw probably 4 or 5. And a curveball.
74, that's the curveball.
Yeah.
And 88 with the cutter.
88, 89, that's I think. Yeah.
91, 93, 94.
Straight fastball.
And the plan now is 1 more rehab start, or is that clear yet?
I don't know. I'm not really kept in the loop with that sort of stuff. I know I'll pitch 5 days, probably not in the big leagues. And then after that, I don't know.
Physically, do you feel much different?
Sorry.
Physically, do you feel a lot different now than you felt when you were going through your troubles earlier in the year?
Yeah, it shows. I mean, I'd have maybe 1 inning where I'd be 91, and then I'd dip down to 87. I mean, that's just not me. I need to kind of maintain that 91, 92, 93 velocity for a good portion of the game, and it just feels like the ball's coming out pretty good right now. So that's encouraging. Like I said, command-wise, not good today, but at least the stuff's there, and I feel good, and I can worry about location. My last outing, my location was good, so I know it's not gone. It's just didn't have it tonight.
Do you feel like you're retiring a little there in the?
Maybe it was a long inning. It's taxing when you're those guys battled pretty well. I mean, fouling off a lot of good pitches, things like that. So it was tough. I mean, anytime you're out there for any more than 30 pitches in an inning, it usually starts to wear on you. So that was, like I said, that's a combination of them fouling off some good pitches and my command not being great. So yeah, got a little tired.
So do you feel like as encouraged as you did after starting with Staten Island?
I mean, I threw a lot better in Staten Island. So I wouldn't say I'm as encouraged. I'm encouraged by the fact that I feel good and everything like that. But as far as the results and what I was doing out there, I'm not encouraged. But as far as what I came here to accomplish, I feel good.
So you wouldn't say this was disappointing?
No. I mean, like I said, my fastball was all over the place, but I felt good and the ball was coming out good. So.
Did they ever pinpoint exactly what the deal was? I mean, is there really a diagnosis, or is it?
They just said severe inflammation in my shoulder, and I went through the ringer with the testing and everything else, and they gave me some cortisone shots, and that was it. So obviously something clicked, something made a difference. I said after my last start, if I went out and it was the same old story as during the beginning of the season, then I'd be worried. But obviously, whatever they did, helped something, and I feel good. So.
Besides and now you go home and wait for them to tell you which limo you jump in.
Exactly. I'll drive back to New York tonight and figure out where is the best place for me to pitch in 5 days.
Besides the rest, what have you done to regain the arm strength?
A lot of arm exercises. My normal workout stuff. But I mean, it was mainly the rest and then building back up again as I would, sort of like in a spring training. They can speed up the process a little more just because, I didn't have 2 months off of not throwing like I would in the off season, so they can kind of, speed me up a little bit. But it's basically, starting from the same old deal again of, throwing, light throwing, backing up, bullpens, games. I mean, and then, in combination with my normal routine.
Phil, Brian said before the game at least one more rehab start. And he said at least one, maybe two. Can you gauge? I mean, do you think one more is enough? Or,
Yeah, it's hard for me to gauge that. That's why I thankfully don't have to make those calls.
Okay.
I just go out there and throw, and whenever they feel like I'm ready to go, that's their deal. So, I just basically do what I'm told and go where I'm set to go. That's
just
it.
working, right?
Yeah.
Phil, do you have any trouble with the mound? It was kind of misty out there, a little muddy maybe?
No, not really. It was fine. Obviously the weather isn't ideal, but you're gonna have to deal with stuff like that sometimes. And I've pitched some good games in bad weather, so that certainly wasn't anything I was thinking about.
And even though it's like a minor league setting, adrenaline kick in, it's a real game and it kind of kicks in normally, or not so much?
Yeah, definitely. I think the only place where you really struggle for adrenaline is Tampa. Those games down there, just because it's 100 degrees and there's nobody out there, so it's a little difficult. But yeah, I mean, this is great. When they fill the place up and stuff like that. I'm amped to go and feel good.
You said you use the same repertoire. Did you mix in more off-speed stuff today?
I was pretty cutter heavy today. I didn't have a good curveball really, so I didn't throw it much. And, whereas my last outing, my curveball was pretty good. So there was a couple things that just weren't as good as last time, but I tried to make some adjustments and throw some cutters to hopefully get them off my fastball a little bit. And that's really what I tried to do.
Do you need to do anything now between today and the next start? Like, is it going to try and bump you up to 100 pitches? Do you have to do
no, nothing different. It's the same in between work as I would any other start, and then that's the same thing I did between Staten Island and here.
Do you know where the next start's going to be?
No. I know Trenton's home. I don't know where Scranton is. I'd assume it'd be one of those two, if not New York. But like I said, New York's probably a long shot. I'm assuming they want me to at least get one more in.
Phil, you picked up your first AA win in New Britain here when the big story was Gary Sheffield making a rehab start in 2006. Do you recall that experience at all, and can you reflect on what it was like to be the young kid with a big leaguer coming down for a rehab start?
Yeah, it was cool. I remember he brought us Outback after the game. So that was a nice treat, so that's what I'm doing for these guys. So yeah, that's part of part of the routine of rehabbing is you got to buy food. So yeah, that was cool. I mean, I love my time in the Eastern League. It was great. And, it's cool to come back and see these places that you haven't seen in a long time.
Speaking of food, how about that cake tonight?
That was great, right? That was awesome. That was very nice of them. I was surprised the New Britain Rock Cats, treat the enemy so nicely, but that was a nice gesture.
Have you ever had an opposing team buy you a birthday cake?
No. Can't even get the Yankees to buy me a birthday cake.
All those girls are Yankee fans.
Perfect.
Okay.